Oh yeah, trying to work it out.
What up?
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
What up?
The soft life was never created for women to try to bypass adulthood and womanhood. I also want to say having a provider has nothing to do with the soft life, because there are single women who have given themselves a soft life. The soft life, what I have perceived it as, has always been and will continue to be women who prioritize peace of mind, women who do not live life on autopilot, women who want a life of leisure. Leisure being when I wake up in the day, I have freedom to decide what I want to do in my day. I can go garden if that's a hobby of mine. I can stop by Starbucks and read that book that I've been trying to get into. A soft life, in so many words, is a woman who has prioritized regulation, stability, peace. That is a soft life. That is soft. That is soft life. To prioritize peace of mind, and you're not out here living on fight, flight, and freeze. Like my video said before, the lazy women have entered the chat.
Ooh.
And y'all truly believe the soft life means that you get to abandon adulthood and womanhood. It doesn't work that way. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's not what it was. That's not what it was intended to be.
Oh, I didn't say it. The sister said it. Oh, Lord. Hey, I didn't say it. The sister said it. Let me tell you what the soft life is. I've been in conversations all day about the soft life. And the sister said the soft life is not a tool to be used to run away from your adulthood. This is the life you're living. And if it is difficult, part of the soft life is about acceptance. I think the highest form of the soft life is about acceptance. Now, you can't get to acceptance until you develop resilience. And when she says you're running away from adulthood, you're running away from the cultivation of internal resilience. Now, let me address this. Should men take care of their women? I think women entering into the workforce, now this might be terrible, all right? Women should have the right to enter into the workforce. You know, especially African-American women, the number one educated gender on planet Earth. Sure, what is education for? So you can enter the workforce. That's what it was initially created for. You know how to read, you know how to follow instructions, you know how to work, right? But listen very carefully. Entering into the workforce has a negative effect on everybody that's in it. There's a reason why men were dying younger than women. The lifespan of men was shorter than women. Now women are starting to catch up because ruling the world, running the world, handling your business, no nonsense. This is a toxic society, as Krishnamurti already alluded. It is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a toxic society. You don't get to have both. I'm sorry. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But for the most part, most people don't know how. We live in a society that does not teach us about individuation, about healing, right? We think acquisition leads to healing. The more money I have, the less problems I'll have. Money will solve everything, right? Somebody doing it for me will solve everything. That's not a partner, that's an enabler. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. Sun Tzu, Daoism. The greatest victory is the one that requires no battle. Listen to that. That's from Daoism. The greatest victory is the one that requires no battle. There is no battle when there's no resistance. There's no resistance when there's no, do you hear what I'm saying? There's no resistance when there's acceptance. We don't accept things as they are. We get a partner, we try to change them. We try to get them to fit into our construct of life. We don't accept them as they are. So where there is resistance, guess what? There's going to be conflict, right? Tonight's topic, healing from the soft life. I argue that it is mislabeled. Why? Because there's nothing soft about self-work. There's nothing soft about individuation. To me, the soft life is spiritual bypassing. You're using spiritual terms. Oh, I'm practicing mindfulness and regulation and blah, blah, blah. If you're not on the path of individuation, you're just using spiritual terms. And healing is not easy, right? It is a crucible. Tonight's topic, healing from the soft life. A deeper look at inner work avoidance and how it deforms our perception of intimate relationships. The soft life movement, a seductive revolt against modernity's grind, harbors a grotesque paradox. Its pursuit of frictionless comfort biologically rewires humans for fragility. That's according to Lipton's epigenetics. Spiritually neuters shadow work and resurrects colonial patriarchy under self-care aesthetics. Do you understand? By weaponizing Andre Lorde's self-preservation as warfare into neoliberal consumerism, it forges trauma bonds, veiled as empowerment, where jade rollers anesthetize Rumi's light-bearing wounds. An avoidant attachment, John Bowlby, masquerades as secure relating. Data reveals 68% of adherents of the soft life endure erotic starvation, according to Perel. And cortisol spikes mirroring chronic stress. Proof that comfort's siren song genetically downregulates resilience. Resilience is acceptance. It goes back to that old saying, right? Remember that old saying? Control what is yours to control and accept everything else. Yes, a man can provide for a woman. Yes, a man can be there, support her, rock with her, do all of it. Take care of her, sure. There's nothing wrong with that, fellas. However, that's only half of the job. That's the external side of it. A man showing up, making sure that there's a safe space for her to express and be and vibe. Sure, that's only half of it. If she's not doing the internal work, then all the softness that you supply will just be supply. Oh, I know you don't want to hear it put that way. The soft life's true betrayal, the hijacking of Black woman's rest narratives to enforce Stepford femininity, trading alchemical growth, right, for Instagrammable stagnation. Healing demands what Bruce Lee called the diamond life, where strategic suffering, according to Glenn R. Schiraldi's work, forges anti-fragility. I just want to be in a soft little bubble where everything is cool, right? Forging anti-fragility, transforming avoidance into warrior poet grace. Here, peace isn't purchased. It's earned through fire. Do you understand? Oh, I want the soft life. I want to be taken care of. I want to do that. Yes, a man can do his part. But if you're not soft in your heart, if you're not working on individuation, if you're not facing your own demons, all he's doing is enabling you. The highest level of the soft life, if we want to get into Daoism, is acceptance of the flow of life, the ups and downs, the disappointments, right? Is the soft life synonymous with internal peace? You can't have internal peace while you're busy suppressing what needs to come to the surface for reconciliation, for reclamation. The epigenetics of fragility, how chronic comfort rewires the stress genome. Right? Nietzsche's amor fati, love your fate, clashes with soft life risk aversion, arguing that adversity's absence starves the soul's capacity for meaning making. The Psychological insight. B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning reveals how comfort seeking reinforces neural pathways for avoidance, not adaptation. The difficulty of life is designed for you to adapt. When you adapt, you get better. You got a whole movement out here, soft, 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 soft. But if the soft life doesn't incorporate internal work, internal conquering of demons, which is not soft, it is arduous, it is difficult, it is heartbreaking. This is why the poet Rumi said, keep breaking your heart until it opens. Right? The soft life is really just avoidance repackaged. And John Bowlby's attachment there is just avoidance repackaged. Don't disturb me. Only quiet can be disturbed. Peace, on the other hand, cannot be disturbed by anything from the outside. Only quiet can be disturbed. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. I know. Again, Rumi. The wound is where the light enters. Light, historically, and from time immemorial, always represented knowledge, the knowledge of self. Listen to Rumi. The wound is where the light enters. It's where self-knowledge enters. Nah, I'm cool. I don't want to be dysregulated. That's because you haven't mastered regulation. Right? All of this relationship, if you don't understand it by now, relationship is self-realization. Relationship is a tool for nirvana, to cultivate nirvana. Relationship is a tool to cultivate what the Buddhists called moksha, which is their term for liberation. Right? Most people don't understand that. They think it's on the partner. Show up. Make sure I'm safe. No, you make sure you're safe. I can do something for you externally, but that doesn't mean you will learn. That doesn't mean you will grow. That does not mean you will advance in your spiritual maturation. That's what the soft life should really be about. Listen, when we come forward, if you think for 1 second that I'm finished, you got another thing coming. Ooh. Hey, we on one. Are we on it?
Celebrates its 4th anniversary this year on Juneteenth. We have 4
Hey, what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts on the opening setup?
Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the 2nd consecutive year with our Climate Justice Plus Black
Call in. Let's talk. Bella, ciao, Bella. Let's talk, y'all. I want to talk to y'all.
Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There'll be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KPLA Talk 15 hosts will be there.
Can we talk? Ooh, man, if you don't call in and say that one line, you get the soft life when you can accept the hard truth. If you don't get in here and listen, just call in and say that, and then that'll be it. Come on. Come on, you gotta say that. You gotta call and say that. Nah, nope. It's gotta come from you.
Hey, if the chat is listening, y'all better call in right now. Because at the 30-minute break, I'm going to the kitchen to make me a plate. And I don't want y'all to be calling in while I'm over here. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all hear
So I'm in the
Andy?
studio right now. Call in right now so I can get you locked in. I don't want to hear no complaints about me in the kitchen getting my dinner ready.
Andy gonna be in the kitchen at 7:30 in 7 minutes. He gonna be cooking dinner. So call in now. Can y'all do that? He got his whole meal set up. What up, what up, what up? Kitchen closes in 400 seconds is crazy. Call in, call in, call in, call in, call in, call in, call in. 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. Call in right now. Get involved in the discussion. We are doing this together. We're doing it together. 1-800-920-1580. That's the number to dial. Hey, I'm playing all Joseph Lineberg, his new album. Tell me what you think.
So first, we're going to distinguish between rest and retreat, right? Because rest replenishes us. Retreat avoids. One restores your energy, the other protects you from engagement. And I want you to learn the difference. Second, notice if your rituals are moving you forward. You can ask yourself, after this, am I more willing to re-engage with life or less? Because real self-harm is you return, not escape. And then the third thing, don't use emotional language to bypass responsibility.
Woo!
I'm overwhelmed shouldn't always mean you shut down. Sometimes it means you pause, reorganize, and move anyway. Awareness isn't a free pass to disconnect. And the fourth thing is, let your self-care be quiet. If it always has to be seen, posted, or validated, it might not be self-care, it might be performance. That's not peace, it's production in disguise. And then the fifth thing is, use self-care to build capacity, not justify limitation. The goal isn't to stay in a bubble, it's to become stronger, more present, more stable. Real self-care makes you more available to life and not more isolated, disconnected, or fragile. Because self-care isn't the goal, becoming more whole is. And anything that pulls you away from that, even if it feels good, is not care. It's just retreat in disguise.
Ooh. You hear me? Do you hear me? Huh? What in the world? Just because you call it self-care doesn't mean it's not avoidance repackaged. She said if we're really going to care for ourselves, we are working to become more resilient, not more resistant, not more avoidant. Avoidance is a form of resistance. Yes, a man can show up and create safe spaces. A man can show up and give you all that you need. But if you're not doing the real self-care, you heard me say this before, I don't like using the word care because it means wound, it means hurt, it means pain, it means sorrow. I say self-empathy. Empathize with your wounds. Empathize with your origin story. Don't judge it. Embrace it objectively, non-judgmentally. Love on you. Then the need to be loved on, then the need to receive love begins to recede. You start to project love outward. Love and you and your spirit starts operating in the same manner as the sun. All of the planets are within the gravitational pull of the sun. They call it the heliosphere. Love operates like that. Do you understand? You start to pull in that which is what you are, right? Oh my goodness, I am love. You start magnetizing love into your life. Because relationship fundamentally is a mirror. If it works for Patrick Carnes, right? Trauma bonding, it works in reverse. Oh my goodness. When shadow work becomes a luxury aesthetic, who's ready for this work tonight? Come on. When we come forward, the voice of reason will keep this fire lit. I got the Soft Life playlist on. Call me right now. Y'all got to call me. Y'all gonna call me? Right. Hey, Joseph's new album is out right now. It's called Mystic Journey. It's on all DSPs. Download Joseph Lineberg's new album. When I tell you, it is a vibe. No disrespect to fellow Gemini, Andre 3000. No disrespect. I think Andre, what he did do with that first Flute album, he brought attention to a lot of artists that are in that genre. He may not have the same musical acumen as, say, Joseph, but him being in that space brings attention to the Joseph Linebergs of the world. If you don't know Joseph Lineberg, he produced How Much a Dollar Cost for the Kendrick Lamar album, To Pimp a Butterfly. He produced You Ain't Gotta Lie to Kick It for that album. Joe has been in hip hop for a long time, but Joe is a jazz musician. And Joe's last album I told you guys about, Astral Progressions, many of you guys purchased it and loved it. His new album just dropped June 7th. So please go get it. But this album, no disrespect to Andre, this album is maybe what, this sounds like the real album that Andre was trying to do. If you understand what I mean, like the musicality, the lush soundscapes. And this is not to pit them against each other because they homies. Andre has been to the Ironworks studio many times. You know, they cool with each other. It's a vibe. It's not competition. This is just my assessment of the work. Of course, I got the album maybe 6 months ago. And I've been listening to the album for a long, long time, and it finally dropped June 7th. No, I got it more than six, maybe 9 months ago. And of course, you know, Joe's gonna ask me, yo, man, what do you think? And then I understood, because initially I've been to several sessions and I'm listening to what he's laying down. And he was like, I'm moving away from hip hop beats on this particular project. He was like, I'm trying to create this soundscape, this spiritual jazz, lush kind of soundscape. And if you loved Andre's album, man, you're gonna be addicted to this one, because it creates like this meditative space. And I thought it was the perfect track or tracks to play for this soft life show. So yeah. We only got one caller on the line, and it's Sean. Y'all know how I get out. Please support the channel. Call in, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the super chat, go to the Cash App. We're not asking for much. Little shit. Please support, guys. I know.
Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the city of Los Angeles has workforce centers across the area.
Hey, we're doing a great job on the likes as well.
California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training.
Thank you, Nzinga.
On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. Research resumes, for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews.
What up, True Monger? I just saw you in here. Jack Brazen is in here. I'm staying on point is in here. Most of us is in here. Diamond Blue is in here. Yellow Beezy is in here. Pretty Brown Mimi in here. Of course, Nazarene X is in here. Who else is in here? Who else is in here? He Who Thinks. Anthony Cowens, what up? Zoe from Detroit, what up? Who else is in here? Suge Mac 510, what up? Not me. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone who has shared, liked this video. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. And thank you for all who have contributed to the Cash App or Super Chat. Thank you. Charles Walker, what up?
reason why your mom, your grandmother cannot sit still. They're always working, moving around, washing, cooking for their husband, even though they take care of their kids. They're working, they're doing stuff for their church. It's because they are suffering.
Mm.
Being busy, not resting, is a defense mechanism
Mm.
for them to survive. Because the moment they rest, all that pain that they were hiding will come to the surface. And so when you see them moving, keeping busy, they're protecting themselves. They're
Mm.
numbing their feelings so that they could survive and keep going.
And then you have the flip side, right? And I've had this conversation. The flip side is sometimes women in particular who are doing so much, who are stressed beyond capacity, right? They need a soft life to be able to reset, right? And that is their right. They should have it. Absolutely. Right? Nobody's arguing against a soft life for someone who is suffering and they're caught in this loop of doing, perpetual doing, right? And that's the only thing that brings them a modicum of quiet. I won't call it peace. But here's the thing. If, right, a man can provide this environment for a woman, because the soft life definition changes from generation to generation. You got young ones who are lazy, that don't want to do the work. They want somebody to come in and just take care of everything, Prince Charming. You have older ones who understand, I need a safe environment to unwind, unplug, detach, right? And decompress. Now, if a man provides that for a woman, that's beautiful. That's a wonderful thing. I think men should contribute in that way in the relationship, creating a safe space so that a woman can decompress, right? From all this busyness in order to avoid something deeper, something internal. Now, what I don't want is for an addiction and a codependence to be created from that. I want, hey, I'm going to provide this externally. I'm going to do my part on your journey. And I'm doing that so you can quiet down, decompress, and peace out so you can go inside that cave, the cave of you, and start to unravel and unpack and cry and release. Do you see what I'm saying? The younger generation got it twisted, right? You supposed to provide all of this stuff, and I'm going to make nurturing, kindness, caring, loving, and all of that. I'm gonna make all of that transactional unless you give me that. Do you see? Blue Diamond said, take us on surprise trips. Right? when shadow work becomes a luxury aesthetic. Right? Kierkegaard, his concept, anxiety as dizziness of freedom. Right? Instagrammed shadow work as escapism from existential choice. There is work that must be done. I can create an external safe space, but internally, I have no jurisdiction, right? Marsha Linehan's DBT identifies spiritual bypassing as emotional avoidance, masquerading as transcendence. Neville Goddard's Law of Assumption warns visualizing peace without shadow integration manifests delusion, not liberation. I want you to hear that again. Neville Goddard's Law of Assumption warns visualizing peace without shadow integration manifests delusion, not liberation. See, everybody wants peace, but nobody wants to work for it. There is no soft life if you got to work for peace. Listen to what I'm saying. If you got to work for peace, where does the soft life come? You want to break from the grind of life. You were born to transcend the mold that you were born into. If you want liberation, you have to go inside and do the work. Finding comfort in hard work. I think that there it is. In soul work, right? John Gilbreth II. Many people don't want to do it. Then what happens? The soft life comes with another little piece. Transactional intimacy. The soft life's covert rebranding of trauma bonds. Marx alienation of labor mirrors soft life relationships. Commodifying care into luxury services erodes authentic connection. Patrick Carnes's trauma bonding model shows financial dependency in soft wife life. It creates Stockholm syndrome, like loyalty to abusers, but only it's loyalty to wallets, loyalty to resources. I know people don't want to hear it put that way. 68% of provider-dependent relationships show elevated cortisol levels, mimicking chronic stress. 2024 Relationships Journal. The soft life. If we're going to go soft, let's go Dao, the Dao. Now, that's just the Chinese term for the way. A lot of people don't understand because the way is the Daoist way of saying God. They call God the way. If you juxtapose that with Christianity and Jesus, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man gets to the Father but by me. The way. Daoism. Softness is the way in Daoism. That which is hard, inflexible, is brittle, and can break. That which is soft is flexible and can yield. Do you see? The soft life is really about resilience. Resilience is about acceptance. Many people struggle to understand this. Now, we've got callers on the line, and I want to get them on right now. Sean, Oakland, California, you're up first. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh my goodness, brother. My main thing here is, we're dealing with the next step of American martial law. Your city, everywhere else. You gotta understand that you're gonna have people coming to you saying, what should I do? You are one of those people, grown up, that people will say, what should I do? When, it's happening right now. So that's my main call. My main call has been that in the past too. Check in with people around you and make sure that they're all right. But we're not going to know it because we didn't vote right. We didn't show up. We had apathy. We had knucklehead. We didn't show up. But now we're understand implications of not showing up. And so hopefully, we'll all understand how to rebound from this and force that technology. But I don't think so. I think we screwed the pooch. But I'll tell you what, never give up.
Right. Well, brother, listen, I appreciate you, my friend, and as always, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I thank you for the call. But guess what you just did?
Brought Oakland and the United States in the building.
There you go. Oakland's in the building. We appreciate it. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, more from the phone lines.
Relationships.
I had it up.
Some straight talk.
I had it up.
It's where you get the unfiltered truth about love.
Oh, I thought I did.
Relationships and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics, promises wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Phil Winters on KLA Talk 1580.
There you go. Sorry about that, y'all.
Has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
I was listening to Sean.
And I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things does it. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gets you.
I'm staying on point. Please call in. Can I get somebody to call in? Lord have mercy, child.
Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while. Yeah, I've really fallen off since I turned 40. I just don't get the results I used to get. You lower testosterone. Lower T. Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Eugenics Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me. I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real? Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tescon, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean. And it's made a difference for me. Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom. I was still getting uncomplimented bottles from people who try
The indigenous root, what up? Is a form of escapism. Yes.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243.
This ain't about vacations. What are y'all talking about? Let me see. Brothers, if not gonna kill y'all, it's not gonna kill y'all if you to Jamaica with your woman. Am I right, sis? Oh, she wants to trigger. Atala said, boom. I don't look for a man to take me nowhere. I take myself. You go everywhere you go. Y'all, this is all great. Men, beware of women who travel. They be for the streets. Wow. Your inner work is yours. He wildin'. Hey, listen to this album.
Ever so
Look at the outcomes from therapy. What we begin to realize is that our attitudes, our perceptions, all of these things actually determine our outcomes. So when I perceive that I'm not very good at a subject, how do I feel and how do I respond? So in some of the patients that I work with, unfortunately, when they feel like they're not good at something, they have been taught, right? This is crazy. They have been taught that no amount of effort will make a difference. This is why they're lazy. It's because when they were very young, they tried really hard and then they could never make their parents happy. So if you can never make your parents happy, what do you learn about the value of effort? You begin to realize that, oh, effort is a waste of my time because nothing I ever do will be enough. That is crazy. This is how you've already been gaslit. So the value of therapy is in undoing all of the gaslighting that has been done so far.
Yikes! We on complete fire tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. This new generation, they want to avoid the difficulties of life. But it's in the difficulties of life that lie all of the jewels. The jewelry lies in difficulty. Right? I'm sorry, people don't... Does Rumi's teaching that the wound is where the light enters render the soft life's trauma avoidance a form of soul starvation? Can Ramana Maharishi's self-inquiry, who am I, dissolve soft life attachments by revealing the illusory self-seeking comfort? If avoidant partners, per Jeb Kinnison, crave self-reliance, does the soft life's gentle dependency, guys, mask intimacy fears under spiritual aesthetics? Listen to what's being said here. How might Patrick Carnes' trauma bonding model explain relationships where financial provision for a soft life become covert emotional blackmail? I'm asking real questions. True or false? Secure attachment, John Bowlby, requires tolerating relational friction. If you're securely attached, you know how to deal with relational friction, making the soft life's conflict avoidance inherently insecure. Are you telling me that the soft life is more aligned with insecure attachments? Does Carl Rogers' conditions of worth concept indict influencer-driven soft life ideals as new conditions eroding unconditional self-acceptance? Why is this important? Because I'm outlining that the majority of people are not using the soft life right. And you say, why you say that, Zoe? Because there is no soft life. It's an illusion. Spiritual growth and spiritual evolution is difficult. Self-awareness, the journey to self-awareness is not easy. So what you're basically saying is, hey, partner, don't disturb my peace. Well, as a partner, I'm going to say, guess what? You don't have any peace if it can be disturbed. You only have quiet. Do you see? Don't change it, reframe it. Don't disturb my quiet. Because you carry peace wherever you go. Do you see? How does Jesse Anthony's toxic femininity critique intersect with Remus Bailey's feminine energy to rebrand patriarchal compliance as empowerment? Oof, it's getting ugly up in here. Agree or disagree? The soft wife life medium weaponizes Black women's rest narratives to resurrect the strong Black woman trope under a luxury aesthetic. I've got questions. I want to know. I can't make your journey inward any softer than being present, right? Than being non-judgmental, than accepting you as you are. I can't make that any softer. But what happens when you don't do the internal work and then I become a nuisance, an annoyance? Oh, don't act like that hasn't. Hey, babe, I'm just trying to make you comfortable. I'm trying to make sure you okay. You're doing too much. Give me space. Be quiet. Leave me alone. See? Do you see? Are y'all listening? When the voice of reason comes forward, if you think I've just begun, you're absolutely correct. Here we go.
LA 1580 Santa Monica.
Listen, man, if y'all not gonna call in, it's like, all right, I'll teach. Fuck it. What up, what up, what up, what up? We got a lot of people in here. We gonna support? Who's supporting the show? Hit the like button, call, do whatever. I'm gonna be quiet. That's what I said, Attila. Fuck it, Dan. Oh, the Zoa, this is on the Don't Disturb This Groove side of the game. I hear you. Today's Zoa show, we actually recorded it. It'll be posted tomorrow at 11. So it'll air tomorrow as if it was Monday. Hey, what are you guys thinking about the soundtrack that I have for this topic? What do y'all think of Joseph's soundtrack? Joseph Lineberg, the Mystic Journey album. It's really like a listening party. What do you guys think of the album so far? It's definitely appropriate. Got you. Puffy the Magic Dragon playlist is funny. The playlist is my co-host, Brian Dixon. Sounds like baby oil. I love it. Y'all stupid. I think you jumped the gun side of the game. I wanted to listen to it on my own terms. I'm just tuning in for real. I know that album crazy though. Sounds like you're blocked. What happened? What? Who got blocked? What? Oh, Hyper B. Sound like baby oil. Sounds like you're blocked. Not baby oil. Anto's like, and bye. All right, it's definitely one of those. It's one of them. It's everywhere.
A bad person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy. How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support. It's a very heated topic. Oh, was that right? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I don't think this is a war, man. He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant. Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad pipes routine. How does he maintain his humposity? He likes it when it pinches the nip. Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man. Karate man moves on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you rate women so well?
So William. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Human being requires activity. Terror. I know that Will is going to be entertained. Entertainment industry is going to take over that Will, as we are being taken over now. Sports, cinema, magazine, companies, they are entertainers. And gradually, we are going to become quite bad. It's not already. And either we're going to entertain or we turn totally in different direction. If we turn inwardly, there's immense, infinite, everlasting security.
Man, Krishnamurti, man. Cooking. I don't think they should have played music behind him. It's already a struggle. But I understood everything. I've been listening for over 25 years, so I get it. I know what he's saying. I'm not here to entertain your wounds. Right? You want to live a soft life. You don't want your wounds disturbed. Listen to what I'm trying to say. As men, we want to take care of our women. And I feel like the society in which we live, although it affords women a lot of opportunities, sure, you're educated, especially sisters. You're educated, you're getting out there, you're getting your money, you're getting your bread. But the more you integrate yourself into this toxic society, the more that toxicity gets into your spirit. Now, again, relationships are a spiritual university where you discover the truth of yourself. And it's very difficult to focus on that when bills are due. It's very difficult to focus on that when bills are due. But guess what? If you got a good man, he can help a healthy man, a healed man, a man that's working towards individuation. Sure, he can help create an externally safe environment for you to decompress and relax. Okay? And that's a type of soft life. But he's only responsible for the yin of it. The yang of it is on you. The yang is internal. And if you do no internal work to match his yin of the external work, then the relationship will be imbalanced. And many people misinterpret the soft life. He's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that, what are you supposed to do? How are you to show up? Right? If you have an insecure attachment style, don't become a spiritual bypasser by using clinical terms and using spiritual terms just to reinforce your avoidance. That's what we're talking about here tonight. The alchemy of discomfort. Why the soft life betrays your soul's curriculum. The modern obsession with the soft life, a viral ethos of radical self-care and conflict-free living. Somebody should have told you right there, that's unrealistic. Conflict-free living? It masquerades as liberation while enacting a profound betrayal of human potential. This seductive idea, framed as respite from the capitalism's grind, inadvertently perpetuates what Krishnamurti called the avoidance of understanding of oneself. By dissecting its psychological scaffolding through the lens of attachment theory, neural behavior, economics, and alchemical spirituality, right? We uncover a startling paradox. The pursuit of frictionless comfort often obstructs the very transformation it promises. You want to be transformed without friction. You want to reach nirvana, moksha, self-realization, self-actualization. And with no friction, the individuation paradox. Carl Rogers' concept of self-actualization, excuse me, not Carl Rogers, that's Abraham Maslow's concept of self-actualization, demands brutal honesty with one's incongruences, while Jungian analysis positions shadow work, right? The integration of rejected self aspects of non-negotiable or as non-negotiable for authentic being. So listen, you got parts of yourself that you reject. Listen to what I'm saying. It's incongruent. It is a contradiction to expect a man to come in and provide peace when there are self aspects of you that you've rejected. And that goes both ways. It's not just from man to woman. It's woman to man. It's man. It's with himself. You got many men who create a false sense of peace because ultimately they want something from you. But the bottom line is, relationship is where you go to find you and uncover you and reclaim you. And guess what? Recontextualize you. Consider the avoidant attachment style. Kingsman and Kinnison. Its craving for self-reliance mirrors the soft life's surface-level empowerment, both using curated independence to bypass vulnerability's transformative fire. Stop! Stop right there. Its craving for self-reliance mirrors the soft life's, listen, surface-level empowerment, both using curated independence to bypass vulnerability's transformative fire. That's what vulnerability does. It changes you. It evolves you, right? When TikTok influencers market softness as morning routines of jade rollers and gratitude journals, they echo what Eric Fromm critiqued as marketed personalities, commodified identities, substituting actual growth with aestheticized coping mechanisms. I have this really cute jade roller and it really just, smooths out the wrinkles. Knock it off. You can't buy spirituality at the farmer's market. Do you understand? Neuroscience reveals the treachery, right? Daniel Kahneman's System 1 thinking predisposes us toward cognitive ease, making soft life mantras. You deserve endless comfort. It's neurologically addictive, right? Bruce Lipton's epigenetics research suggests chronic comfort seeking may literally downregulate stress adaptation genes, rendering future hardships insurmountable. The cruel irony? What masquerades as self-care biologically primes us for fragility. The Tao understood this the way. Wu Wei. Krishnamurti reframed and recontextualized Wu Wei as choiceless awareness, awareness without judgment, awareness without the filter of the past, the psychological past. Can you see something? Yourself, the mountain, the bird, the hummingbird. Can you see it as it is without the filter of what you've been through? How many times have you met a good person, but because you've been through hell, they're unrecognizable to you, and you will judge them based on past people because that's the filter you're looking through? Or maybe a person showed up with genuine love, but genuine love didn't raise you. So genuine love looks foreign. It looks almost like an enemy. Do you see? Transactional intimacy and spiritual bypassing. The soft life's gendered commodification, evident in Remus Bailey's feminine energy guides and R.L. Reenie's provider dynamics, resurrects Victorian separate spheres doctrine under wellness branding. Jesse Anthony's critique of toxic femininity and soft wife trends expose this regression. When Black women's radical traditions get repackaged as Stefford-esque domesticity, liberation becomes its own cage. There is no soft life. It's a myth. Unless you're a Daoist. Daoism, right, is a diverse philosophical and religious tradition indigenous to China, emphasizing harmony with the Tao, which means the way. It is attributed to Lao Tzu and developed from the folk religion of rural China, influencing the culture and religious life of the country significantly. Daoism focuses on living in accordance with the natural world. Accordance, alignment, right? And the fundamental principle of the Tao, which represents the reality beyond human perception. That's the peace we're all seeking. We're seeking the Tao. But many of us are resistant to the Tao because the way does take us into difficult terrain. And when it's difficult, if you've been conditioned to run away from it, right? Fragility has been concretized within your spirit because you've been avoiding that which is difficult. You don't have the resilience to overcome. Then it becomes problematic. Existential philosopher Kierkegaard warned that anxiety, the dizziness of freedom, serves as a threshold to authentic selfhood. Yet the soft life industry sells anxiety eradication through Himalayan salt lamps. I'm saying it the way they say it, Himalayan. Himalayas. How we say it is Himalayas. Playa, Himalaya, right? They sell you some anxiety eradication through a Himalayan salt lamp and manifestation journals, pathologizing the necessary turbulence that precedes growth. In therapy rooms worldwide, clients quoting soft life mantras while resisting emotional exposure exercises embodies what Marsha Linman's DBT framework identifies as emotional avoidance, a diagnosable barrier to healing. I'm not talking about the women out there who need a break. You deserve a piece of the soft life. I remember a couple of years back, Steve Harvey brought me and who was the preacher, Franklin. He used to be married to Megan Good. Devon Franklin. There you go. Steve Harvey brought myself and Devon Franklin down to his compound in Dallas. I think it was Dallas, yes. We flew out there. And our job, and what was amazing was he has this nonprofit organization, and it's designed to give single mothers a break. And he literally gave them the soft life. When I come forward, I'm going to explain this experience and what I think the soft life was in context to what Steve did. The Uncle Fool side of the game is crazy. Thank John Gilbreth and Reverend L. Ratchet. I hope I'm saying the name right. Reverend L. I want to thank you guys for your super cash apps. They sent me 2 cash apps. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pastor John and Rev L Ratchet. If you want to send a cash app, we're calling it Twos and Fuse. I would appreciate any amount you. It's the gas fund. That's right. It's the gas money fund. Thank you. I'm staying on point. You gave earlier today. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Getting the giving started in this service. Ashe. Thank you. You gave earlier today. It's people in here that haven't done it. That's who I'm talking to. I mean, there are people who give all the time. There are people, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about people who may be getting something from it, who have never given before. Please support the channel in the best way you know how. 64 people, 54 likes. Support, support, support. I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. Yo, wait a minute. Let's get a city roll call. Let me see how many cities is in the building. Clearly it's 62 or maybe less. If everybody is from a different place, what city are y'all from? It's all love. We need to support regardless. This information changes lives. I believe so. Long Beach, Mountain View, Hawaii, New Orleans, Houston, Texas. Steve Harvey has always been so.
Look around you. Every action, every building, everything you see around you was begun first as thought in the mind, then manifested. We use the mind to build and shape our reality. The universe, the world, only exists inside of our mind. Therefore, God and the devil exist inside of our own psyche. So first of all, the devil is not a literal being, but a symbol of the lower self. It represents the unmastered, ego-driven part of the human mind. The symbol of destructive thoughts, emotions, behaviors, lives in realms of chaos, fear, hatred, lust, and ignorance. This is why we see the devil as red, because red is the lowest vibrational color on the color spectrum. It also corresponds with the root chakra, which is all to do with survival instincts. Red represents chaotic and intense emotions like hatred and anger. When we are angry, our face turns red. The devil represents our animalistic, fundamental needs, our instinctual needs, our survival state of consciousness. We have a survival state of consciousness and a godly state of consciousness. Our godly state of consciousness is creating, not just experiencing in the animal state, but consciously creating reality. This is why we see the devil with a goat head, an animalistic head, and the head is where the brain is. The animal head represents living off instinct, the part of our mind that lives on urges, impulses, and instincts. Eating, sex, power, ego-driven actions, and ego-driven thoughts. Animals are only aware of themselves. Animals live on instinct. They have no ability to consciously create like humans. This is our lower desires for the material world. That's not to say the material world is evil. However, when our consciousness is only seeking material things, this leads us down a path of self-destruction, because nothing material can ever satisfy our soul. Everything material is temporary. Therefore, the devil represents the part of us that seeks only material desires, only material fulfillment, the ways of thinking where we only think about ourselves and ego-driven thoughts. It also represents the unchecked, unconscious self, where we have no mastery over our thoughts, over our emotional impulses, and no mastery over our actions. We're living in instinct and impulsive states, which causes chaos,
Jesus, in the name of sweet baby Ray's barbecue, how much fire can you spit? Imagine you create a soft space for somebody in that consciousness. You've heard me talk about Dr. David R. Hawking's work, right? Power versus force, right? You've heard me talk about this before. Most people on the planet Earth are vibrating at the consciousness of fear. They have no ideation, no conceptualization of what unconditional love is. They've been conditioned by fear. This man is explaining. Imagine creating an extra, you are a good person, you come into a person's life, you try to set up a safe space. That person will devour you, man. The soft life becomes a relationship demand. What? Oh my God. Listen, let me just do this real quick. Hey, man, our KBLA Talk 1580 4th anniversary events are fast approaching, and seating at all of our special events is getting really tight. Have you registered at our KBLA1580.com website? If not, let me encourage you to stop and do it right now so you don't get left out. It's our 4th anniversary, and we want to celebrate it with you. If you're planning to join us for our 4th anniversary celebration and barbecue on the Juneteenth holiday, we're asking everyone to bring a food gift card of any amount for the victims of the Altadena fire, grocery store chain or restaurant. We're grateful for whatever you bring to help the families still displaced by the fires. So go to our KBLA1580.com website right now and sign up for the events you plan to attend. All of our anniversary events are free, but seating is limited and you must register. Thank you. Hey, let me tell you, that Joseph Lineberg is fire for this topic. It fits so perfectly. What up, H-Town? You gonna listen after this show, John? For sure. It sounds tribal, right? Oh man, he's got all these Jamaican and African instrumentalists. Man, when I tell you, it's crazy. Like, it's really crazy. Mystic Journey is the name of the album. Was out here in the woods, had the phone in my backpack zone. Hey, man. Mystic Journey, Joseph Lineberg. He spells his name Josef, Joseph Lineberg. I think it's Liemberg. Joseph Lineberg. Buy the album. Get it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, like, it's a real, like, vibe. You know what I mean? Yep, that's it. Mystic Journey. Third Eye be wildin'. They didn't ask me. Theo, man, you missed it. We've been in here flaming. It's been straight fire, dog. What happened to Theo? Quick question for those in search of soft life. What could they possibly offer? That's why I asked you to call in. Because you guys got to understand, sometimes when I say shit, oh, you a man, you wouldn't understand, you hating, you da-da-da-da-da, whatever. But if a woman calls in and says that, God damn, it just resonates in such a crazy way. Like, I'm literally, earlier today, I'm having arguments about this topic. They coming for me. They sniping. They like.
So that's a topic in itself.
What?
How a man can say something and it be received very negatively, but let a woman state the statement, and it's a little bit well received. Why is that?
I said that exact thing today. I said, you agree with me?
Right. Exactly.
Whoa.
See, even you had a
I was like, what? You actually agreed?
like, what is that about? We need a deep dive on that.
Oh,
What does
that's
mean?
great. Neither side wants to hear anything. Hey, but I'm staying on point. That was such a crazy topic. And with only one caller, and it was Sean, and he was off topic and drunk. Oh, maybe he wasn't drunk. This show has flown by. Okay? Maybe he wasn't drunk. Oh, John, I didn't see. I'm sorry, John.
So in general, something that leads people to like struggle with mental health issues, relationship issues, problems at work, whatever, oftentimes is tied to some fundamental avoidance. Like people may avoid painful experiences. You know, I want to connect with someone and find intimacy, but I'm afraid that if I try to get too close, they'll leave me, they'll reject me. And so maybe I leave them before they leave me, or maybe I pull back a little bit because being vulnerable is really scary. There's something about that avoidance that's protective, but at the same time, it could also keep them from the thing they actually want, which is the closeness in the relationship. Given the context, it makes sense where you have this fear, but to what extent would it be worth to explore not only a different set of behaviors, but a different possibility that actually maybe if somebody, you know, really got to know you, they would actually realize, oh, this is a person that I want to get close to.
Wow. Wow. Just another example. To relate is to work on oneself. Did you understand? The essence of relating is reflecting. You are seeing you come back to you via your triggers, via your responses to your triggers. Self-awareness is key, right? Wow, this is how I show up. Whoa, this is the difference between my response and my reaction. These are the triggers that cause me to react. These are the positive things that cause me to respond. Why is that? Relationships are for self-exploration. But really quickly, back to my story about Steve Harvey and the part of this discussion that is necessary for some women. Steve Harvey did a wonderful job by doing this. He brought myself and Devon Franklin down to speak to some youth that are in single parent homes with their single moms, and he gave those single mothers the soft life. He brought me down me and Devon Franklin to come down and talk about relationships like in a real hardcore way to the boys. He had the U.S. Army down there. They were giving haircuts. They were giving them backpacks, school supplies. They were, doing, dad things with these young boys. But the mothers weren't allowed to be on the compound at that time, while he brought in different experts and specialists to deal with the kids. The mothers were off getting their nails done, getting their hair done, getting pampered the whole day. And I felt like that was a beautiful thing. And I understand that there are women out there that have struggled in life in general and has had a difficult path. And I think that that was a beautiful gesture by Steve Harvey to give them an escape from their day-to-day toiling. So that's amazing. That's soft life. I understand it. But you have the flip side of it where people are out here weaponizing it, but using spiritual bypassing, using spiritual and clinical terms to not do the work. It's an extension of self-avoidance. So there's two sides of the coin that we're trying to get to. We got callers on the line. I've been meaning to get to them, so let's get them right now. John, Mountain View, Hawaii. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my good friend?
Greetings and blessings, chat. Those within the sound of my voice, greetings and blessings to you also. But having to break my fast.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Having to get off the finding my own balance so I can feed someone else. As we try to understand this soft life Hunger Games side of the game.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I remind you of scriptures that tell me the last shall be first and the first shall be last. And those of you who are wanting to be this great pearl, and those of you who are wanting to understand this great price that you're supposed to be, let me remind you of the water, the fire, and the polishing. Because you'll go through all three after you get out of that shell. And this is the soft life and the place you want to be placed at. And yet you don't want the work to be done. You're foolish.
Foolish? Keep going. I'm listening. Come on.
Again, I came off a fast. I am telling myself in the midst of my anxious acknowledgement. I am an anxious person. Though I go to places comfortably by myself, I'm still looking at the door to ensure danger doesn't come in. I am also the human being who sits in movie theaters mainly by myself because if there's too much of a crowd, now I'm ready to do something to somebody. I am still twisted on the mentioning of I'm a warrior, but I also want the soft life too.
Is the soft life bi-directional?
How do you continue?
Yeah.
How do you continue to be the warrior? How do you continue to want this soft life and keep your head on swivel?
Right.
What you find is you find yourself being like, as Bruce Lee said, like water.
Man.
The ebbs and flows of life you may be controlled by, but you really don't have to because you're the one that's going to survive it all. Every tough time you've been in, you've survived, haven't you?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
But again, going back to my fast and starting Joseph Weinberg here in about 5 minutes.
That new album, my playlist is my co-host, if you've been wondering. John Gilbreth just let you guys in on it. We're playing the latest album from Joseph Lineberg. It's called Mystic Journey, and I thought it fit perfectly with the topic of the soft life. It's such a meditative, musical masterpiece. You should definitely get it, download it everywhere. Joseph Lineberg's Mystic Journey, and I hope you enjoy it, brother. I hope you enjoy it.
One more thing to add.
Yes.
Don't stream it, buy it. Support, support, support. Blessings to all. Love you, big bro.
Hey, man, you just brought Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we go into LBC.
Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Phil Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent. And the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember, no war, no key, you don't have to speak. No lawyer in sky, don't say you think we all got right. Hey, we all got right.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents.
Man, I appreciate y'all for being here. I hope you guys got something out of the topic today. I hope something was gleaned. If you could summarize in a sentence, what do you think was the overall message of tonight's topic? If you could summarize in a sentence, right? What do you guys think was the overall message? People had a soft life twisted. I'm listening. Yeah, y'all cooking. Limp spirit. Limp spirit. Is another social construct. Ooh, most of us. Spirit needs some blood.
You don't get the full development of human personality by trying to cultivate personality. Did you ever hear of anybody who had true personality, who got it through taking a course on how to win friends and influence people, or how to be a real person? You never did. It's rather when you forget about your personality and you become interested in something else that you become interesting to other people.
Come on, man. Alan Watts, don't do that. Don't do that. Ladies, your beauty is a currency. Indeed it is. You can do things with your beauty, but let me just say it's a fiat currency. Because at some point, until you cultivate inward beauty, the physical beauty will return, like most fiat currencies, will return to zero wealth, zero worth. Every fiat currency that has ever existed has gone back to zero worth. What makes you beautiful is within, not on the outside. Don't weaponize the soft life. Make it a relationship expectation. Cultivate softness from within. That's what keeps you immortal. That's what keeps you eternally beautiful. Not what you can get from some guy who lacks self-esteem himself. I'm staying on point. Long Beach. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Welcome back to the Voice of Reason. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Thank you. Obvious, and I will be quick. The question that I stated in the chat, for those who are chasing the soft life, what could they possibly offer a good man? Quick example.
Wow.
You get a man, you guys have a child, he's building a crib, and he asks you to pass the flathead screwdriver, and you pass him a hammer. How is that crib going to get built? If you are looking for someone to give you the soft life, the women, they perform by getting BBLs and, using the jade rollers daily and performing this life that they really ultimately can't sustain. When the man looks at you years later, or however long, and he says, hey, you're not looking like how you did when I met you. Now you're getting mad at him because he's body shaming. But you really get mad at him because you were performing in the first place. I alluded in the chat earlier that everyone can get the soft life if they did the internal work, which you have been alluding to all night. Because the more you perform, the more out of sync, out of alignment you become, because it's not your true self. And that weight of performing is going to weigh you down and ultimately break you if you don't get yourself together.
Man, oh man, Shevitz, I love you, child. I love you now. Guess what you just did?
LBC in the building.
Hey, man, Long Beach in the house. We appreciate the call. She cooked it up quickly. Let me just summarize, man. The soft life movement's cardinal sin. It isn't the pursuit of ease, but it's violent rejection of the crucible, the searing, chaotic forge where base metals of trauma and limitation transmute into golden selfhood. This rejection constitutes spiritual bypassing at a civilizational scale, using the aesthetics of wellness to avoid the raw labor of healing. Jungian analysis reveals the contradiction. True individuation requires descending into the shadow, yet the soft life markets lotus position serenity as transcendence. Like, you can't market that. If you're really in the throes of transcendence, you're in pain. You might even have a deep sense of fear and anxiety and confusion. Spirituality ain't soft. Oh, man. Neuroscience confirms, right? The cost, right? Bruce Lipton's research shows how chronic stress avoidance downregulates BDNF genes, atrophying the brain's capacity to grow through comfort. Most of you want a glow up. A glow up is makeup. It's superficial. A grow up is difficult. Everybody wants to glow instead of grow. No, I want you to grow. When there's growing, there's discomfort. See, I can put on the makeup so I can glow. Some makeup artists, muas, or what they're called, are really magicians because people ain't looking the way they done took Carl Jung's mask to a whole nother level. Huh? Can we be honest? You got to grow through discomfort. You too busy trying to look good through discomfort. Right? The soft life is thus ontologically oxymoronic, a promise of peace that murders the process that peace demands. Let me say it again. The soft life is thus ontologically oxymoronic. It's a promise of peace that murders the process peace demands. Peace ain't just a word. Well, you're not going to disturb my peace. If you really had it, just like if you really had love, it couldn't be taken from you. When Krishnamurti lost his brother Nitya, right? Some spiritual people told him, oh, your brother's too important to die. He won't die. Then his brother died. When he lost his brother, he said, that's when I knew that love was more powerful than death. Because when my brother died, the love I had for him was naked. It intensified. It was there. It permeated everything. You don't understand it because you live in a society that is transactional by nature. Even meaning is transactional. The Tao, the love of a partner, fulfills the need for intimacy and shared purpose, but it cannot compensate for gaps in your other needs. There are internal needs that only you can provide for. Do you understand? I can only make your external but so soft. Right? And you cannot use my efforts as a means of escape from the work that is exclusively yours. Listen, I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. The voice of reason is going to continue to do what he does, and that's cook up these topics every day. So let's continue to tap in. I appreciate everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another slapper. Appreciate y'all. Great topic. Love, 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 love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Deuces.